Welcome back to your soon-to-be favorite podcast. I'm Angelica.
And I'm Kelsey.
And this is
Here We Grow. What's up, everybody?
Hi. Hi.
We're eating chocolate.
We are eating chocolate because chocolate is good for you. And it's from the Albanese Candy Factory. And if you've ever been...
Is that an Albanese accent?
No, I have no idea. No. Anyways, hi guys. Welcome back.
Josh can say chocolate. Comes to like, check it.
I love that.
He likes Hershey Kisses.
Oh, that's sweet.
We're back. We had an eventful weekend already. Today's Sunday.
Oh yeah, not our usual recording day, which is Friday.
Yeah, so today's Sunday because we went out for Stephanie's birthday on Friday. Shout out to
Woo-hoo.
Stephanie.
30.
All of us are 30 except Angelica now.
I am 31.
That was so
28.
serious. But yeah, we had a great time.
We did have a great time. It was the first time we'd gone out since Steph's birthday back in like 2022.
Yeah, or your birthday.
That was before 2022 though.
Oh yeah.
The
Right.
last time we went out was for Stephanie's birthday that one year.
I didn't go. Remember, I told you that.
Gabby and I think you did.
I never been to the Art House.
No, I think you joined us later though.
And where was the place you went after your
The Red
house?
Room. That's when. Is that when Travis couldn't get
No,
in?
that was my birthday.
Shit. Well, I hadn't gone out clubbing or to bars in like 2 years, I think.
For me, it was at least 2018.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Something I was thinking about on the way here when I was thinking back to our clubbing
Something I was thinking when I was thinking back on.
was, last time we went clubbing, we were the youngest people in the club. And this time we were not.
Oh my god, they were playing songs and I'm like, for sure, these kids know nothing about this song.
Like we're doing like dances, like, what was the one we were doing? Snap Your Fingers.
Snap
We're
Your
doing that
Fingers.
dance and like no one else was doing it.
No one else was doing it. And then
To the song Snap Your Fingers, by the way, not just any random song.
I was looking around to see if people were singing the songs and there were a lot of kids that were not singing the songs.
No. It was fun. It was the DJ at Brothers, whoever that was, he was
Shout
doing
out.
a really good job.
Best DJ at Brothers.
He knew there was some elder millennials in there.
Yeah. He saw us and was like, I got what you need.
Yeah, 'cause he probably is an elder millennial.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was playing some good songs.
He was.
We went to Metro. It was hot as hell in there.
It's such a tiny dancing area.
Yeah. Well, remember we went
Things
downstairs and we
excited.
saw the thermostat. It was set to 74.
Yeah, dude. Way too fucking hot.
It should be 68.
Yeah, it was way too hot. The DJ there...
Yeah, he didn't do so good.
He tried. He did. He tried.
He was really trying.
I think he was mixing too much too soon.
Yeah.
So like
things that didn't really go together.
once you would pick up a vibe, he would
Yeah.
change it. Like, well, god damn it.
Yeah, I think he didn't understand that if you're gonna build us up to a song,
You're gonna tell a DJ this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a consumer of DJism, so you have to, like, when you're building us up to a song that we were like, you start playing the beginning of a song and everybody recognizes it and they're like, ooh, they're getting all hype, and then you change it to another song, people
Yes.
get pissed off.
Yes, that's what he kept doing.
You're like edging us, basically. Edging in the club.
And then he took his shirt off and we're kind of like,
Yeah.
okay.
He took his shirt off and then he put it back on like 20 minutes later.
Maybe he got hot.
Maybe.
No, it was really fun. I mean, going to Metro has always been like just so much fun because people are just there and they're just vibing and they don't care what they wear.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Kelsey, I was like, I was just at the bar and I'm in heels and a mini skirt, like leather, like, my boobs are out, and this girl's just in her
Crocs. Bristly crock pot. This girl's just in her crock pot.
My brain. I felt my brain like sizzle out. And I knew the best thing for me was to shut the fuck up.
Everybody was just wearing what they want. There was a girl there in a crock pot.
In a crock pot.
Oh my god, this happened before.
I'm crying.
This happened at dinner when we were at dinner.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sure. That was you last time. Can you hear me? Are you sure?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Hold on, let me get some toilet paper. Oh, I gotta wipe my makeup.
She was in a crock pot. Oh my god.
Yeah, so there was a girl in there in a crock pot.
And I told Kelsey, I was like, look, that girl's in her Crocs. And you're like, that just goes to show you that people aren't afraid to
Be themselves.
and wear whatever they want. Just be comfortable. And
Because they're just coming to have a good time. Doesn't matter what they're wearing.
they're just vibing. And there was this lesbian couple there, and she was lifting her girlfriend. Her fucking muscles, bro. Hot. Hot.
I didn't see that, but
What?
I saw lots of other things.
Oh, like what?
I don't know, just some good twerking, and Gabby got real excited about some songs that she loves, and that was fun. But yeah, it was overall a good time, even with crock pots. Oh my gosh.
I had $2 shots, water.
Yeah, straight water. And you know what? We should have learned our lesson, because last time we were there, we got Kool-Aid shots that were $2 and just tasted like water. Didn't even taste like Kool-Aid. Like they're literally just to hydrate you.
Maybe that's their point.
Could be.
And another reason why I like going to Metro is I don't have a grimy guy rubbing up on me.
Yep. I mean, there were a couple guys that were like, "What are you doing here?"
Me?
No.
Oh,
I said, "Guys."
to me?
Remember, you're like, this guy over here is just being kind of weird, because he was just standing there. He wasn't dancing.
Oh yeah. I feel like there were some guys at Metro. I don't know if anyone ever had this experience where I'm just like, I think they're literally here to see the girls being themselves and like twerking and just not giving a fuck. I don't think they're there for the right reasons. Because they were just standing and they would try to like infiltrate a group. I don't know.
But they weren't dancing.
They weren't dancing.
It would
They were
be
just
different if they were dancing.
They just had a drink in their hand. They would just like kind of like look around. That's
Standing
weird.
completely still.
In the dance floor, like go do that somewhere else. But
Yeah.
like, so weird. I did not like
I mean,
that.
I understand people watching, but not
in the
on
dance
the dance
floor.
floor.
Yeah,
Right.
that was weird. I didn't appreciate that.
Yeah. It's giving roofie vibes.
Ooh. Bad vibes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right. What are we doing today?
Wait.
Oh, something else. Oh, yeah.
I learned how to drive a Tesla. Shout out to Brian and Kylie. I had a good time with you guys this weekend. We went to Urban Vines, and then we went to the movies, and then we went to go play pool, and then he taught me how to drive his Tesla. And I want one. It's fun. It's like a game. And Brian was like, no. Whoa.
It's not a game. It's not a game.
This is real life shit.
Right.
So the thing with the Tesla is, so it has a brake pedal, but you're not supposed to use it. Like, it's there for like absolute emergencies, but you're really gonna try to like not use it because, you know, every time you use your brake pad, it wears it down, and then you have to replace it sooner. So with a Tesla, it's meant to preserve it.
Yeah.
Reserve it. So basically, there's a gas pedal, and how I understood it is if there is a lack of speed, then you have brake. Like it's like a lever basically, or like a.
There's no coasting.
Right.
Okay.
So once you let off on the gas, in comes the
braking.
The braking. Yeah. So you have to time everything.
Yeah.
You have to time your stop signs. You have to time your red lights. And I was like, this is like from my nightmares. Like you're ever driving in your dream and you're at a red light and you're just not braking in time.
Yeah.
And then you end up like in the middle of the intersection.
Well, so does it detect when you should be stopped? Like if you don't stop to that point, then you have to use the brake?
Brian said that it will like beep at you. Like if you're getting too close to the car in front of you. Which reminds me, I was on the highway the other day, a couple weeks ago, And there was a crash, and there was a Tesla that had rear-ended another car. The whole front of the Tesla was caved in. Make it make sense. I asked Brian, he couldn't explain. He was like, that guy must have been doing something stupid. And I'm like, and at the time,
Teslas aren't for people who are stupid.
Well, at the time, I wasn't like on Tesla's ass. I was like, yeah, okay. But then once I drove it, I was like, no, I want one. I want a Tesla. And not even like to drive it, like not for it to be like my main vehicle. Like if I get rich enough, I'm just gonna buy it because
just to have a second. Yeah.
No, just to play with it. It's a game. And then they have games on there. They have a sketch pad.
Yeah.
You can watch movies.
Yeah.
There's a setting that turns into a fireplace.
Date night.
Oh my god, and it has a moonroof. Completely.
Yeah.
It doesn't like open or anything, which I'm like, okay, Tesla, that's kind of. But anyways, really cool, really fun.
That was cool.
And it parked itself.
Yeah, that's probably the coolest part.
And it switched lanes by itself. That's cool. Shout out to Brian. He's the one that first taught me how to drive, so it was kind of like, you know,
full circle.
Full circle.
Just drew a circle.
It was kind of like a.
You know, what's that thing called? Full circle.
I almost said back to basics, but I'm like, no, there's something better. That's a very full circle.
We really need to do English idioms episode.
Today's episode, though, we are going to be talking about. Oh, shit, am I still recording? Yes.
Okay.
We are going to be talking about. And I forgot. Yes. We're going to talk about what I think Kelsey does for her job or at her job, and Kelsey would do the same. And then we're going to talk about misconceptions about her job and then what we actually do.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's that one video that we talked where it's like, I don't know what my best friend does for a living, but I'll ride or die for that bitch. Like, I'll do anything. Like,
Yeah, and I think that's most girls. Like, I know maybe the name of the place you work, but
I don't know what you do there.
Not
my business.
We don't ever talk about it.
Which also I want to do an episode of like things that are not my business.
Yes.
Like blah blah blah. Not my business.
Yes.
How planes work.
Bucket list right now.
How planes work. Not my business.
Yep, we should do that. We could do maybe for our 60th episode, we could do 30 things that are not our business, and then 30 things that are something else. I
like that. Do we have a quote of the week?
Oh, I know I don't.
Oh, well, let me get something.
Yeah, you got something in there, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, it's Editing Kelsey. Just wanted to pop on here and tell you that the next section that you're about to hear is Angelica showing me off camera a video of her recording her niece, and she falls over. The comments about that are pretty funny, so we decided to leave it in. Enjoy.
I lost my balance trying to record her. And then my mom picks up my phone and starts recording me. Gosh, free. I was like on my back legs, like crouched down, trying to take a video. As soon as I said it, please keep that part in.
What?
Keep that part in.
Okay. I was on my back legs. Are you a dog?
What the fuck is wrong with me? What do I say? Hind legs? No. They're only two legs.
Just your legs.
Okay. I was kneeling. No, I wasn't kneeling. What's that word? What's that position?
I don't know.
Where you're just crouching down? You're standing.
Squat.
And I lost my balance, so I started falling backwards, and I hit my elbow really hard on the TV stand, and my head was gonna hit it next, and so I like mustered all the strength in me to kind of move like this. And then for my mom to pick up my phone, it's like it's still recording. Like she yells my name.
I know, I heard. The best part is that you thought squatting was you on your hind legs.
Hey,
That's a dog's position, but not yours.
Oh my god. Okay.
Ugh.
Anyway, back to the quote of the week. Fine. Woo! Lord have mercy on my soul. Only someone weak and insecure would demand that you be less so they can pretend to be more.
Woo!
Damn.
What was that thing you said the other day? Like, some people want to see you succeed, but not better than them.
Some people want to see you do well or good, but never better than them.
Yeah.
Your friends, for example. Not the best of friends. Okay, do you want to start or should I?
You start.
Okay. This is what I think Kelsey does for a living.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey is a
That's me.
technical pharmacist. No! A pharmacy technician.
Yeah.
Pharmacist technician or pharmacy technician?
See.
Okay, don't tell me from her. Well, actually, yeah, tell me from her. Okay. She's a pharmacy technician, and she fills prescriptions all day. Don't tell me if I'm running around her. Okay, just let me talk. So she clocks in, goes to her desk. She has admin days and non-admin days. On her non-admin days, she puts on her AirPods and she listens to the podcast while she counts. So I'm assuming you probably get some kind of order, the name Miss Rachel Ross or whatever. And
No, it's Rick Ross.
Mr. Rick Ross needing his high blood pressure medication.
Mm-hmm.
You're filling it for 84 days or whatever. So there's a machine. What?
We're going to come back to the 84 days.
Okay. So then you probably go to a different machine. I see like a candy factory, right? So you have like a candy wall where it's not candy, it's the medicine. Like you have a medicine wall and you go to wherever and there's probably like stairs that take you like across or something. Like, on wheels. And then you go to whatever you gotta go.
Like on the Harry Potter, like when he's doing the wand thing?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, and then you pull the lever cronk. And then, before that you put the number 84. You pull the lever and that's what comes out. And then you put it in a jar, like this one. Or like a medicine
vial.
Yeah, vial.
Mm-hmm.
And
that one.
And then you press done on whatever machine and it prints out a sticker and you slap that bitch on and you throw it down a chute and it gets packed out. On your admin days.
I like that you use packed out. Is that something you used at Walmart?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shipped out.
You use the word like the phrase packed out?
Yes, yeah.
It's packed out? Okay.
Yeah. So and then on your admin days, you're probably sitting in an office with air conditioning and you're filing stuff.
Did you think I didn't have air conditioning when I'm filling?
Yeah, for some reason I'm like, it's really hot in here.
You just put yourself in my place.
So hot. And you're filing like permits and licenses and you're coming up with PowerPoints on machines you want to buy. What you think is best for the company. You're coming up with the company mission statement.
Oh my God.
And you're just rubbing elbows with the higher ups and everyone respects you because you have admin days and because you've been there probably the longest.
Okay. Is that it? Is that all you got?
And then she clocks out and goes home and beats a mom.
And beats a mom. And beats a mom.
Beats a mom. Yeah, that's how I see you doing your job.
So I feel like I should explain what I do now, like to compare what you said. Yeah. Okay, so I am a pharmacy technician. We'll talk about the discrepancy between pharmacist and pharmacy technician when we get to misconceptions.
Do your misconceptions now.
No, I think I should just explain what I do.
Oh.
Because it's not really related to misconceptions. Because it's about like pharmacy in general. Okay. I clock in. If I'm having a pharmacy technician day, she's right. I have some admin days, some pharmacy technician days. Lately it's been more pharmacy technician days and just admin whenever I can fit it in. I don't usually have a full admin day. But on pharmacy technician days, I clock in, I put my AirPods in. I go into a room with air conditioning because meds cannot be stored under 75 degrees or something like that.
Why did I think you're so
above 75 degrees, sorry. or under 65 degrees. And the humidity has to be under 50% in the room.
Oh, okay.
So it has to be temperature controlled, humidity controlled. I fill people's prescriptions. When you said 84, that's really interesting because only birth control comes in 84.
Oh, that's why I said it.
Yeah.
I just picked up 84.
That's why I would laugh so hard because I'm like, literally every other medication is going to be a 90-day supply.
Oh.
But birth constriction. I'm trying to say control and prescription at the same time. Birth constriction. Birth control comes in 84 because they're 28-day months that you take the medication. So then you'll eat 28 times 3 is 84. So it's a 90-day supply for you, but technically 84.
No wonder it never comes out to a complete year. I'm like, why am I running out 2 weeks before? I'm an idiot. I've been on birth control for 10 years and I just realized that.
Also, some people skip the sugar pills and they just take it continuously, and that helps them not have a period. And if you skip the sugar pills, then you have a 63-day supply.
There's your shower.
Yeah.
Initially.
It says start stour, stay stour. I didn't say stour correctly either time.
It says stay sour. Oh wait, stay sour. Stay sour. No. Starts stour, stays sour. What's that so hard to say?
Starts sour, stays sour. Oh, that is really hard.
Sour gummies, not sponsored yet.
Okay, where were we? Okay, so when I'm filling the prescription, there's a wall. It's not like a candy wall, and I don't have a ladder that I swing back and forth on.
Damn, that'd be
so much fun. Currently, we have a wall that has bottles that's like 1,000 count, 100 count, whatever they come in. We will scan the patient's label in our computer system, verify that we have the right drug that we pulled from the wall with its barcode in our computer system, and then we use a machine called Kirby Jr. Well, we call it Kirby Jr. The brand is Kirby Lester.
Oh, I was like, oh, you guys give it a name?
We do name them, but our printers are all named too, which I can talk about if you remind me, but
talk about your printers.
Now? Oh, no. Just wait till later.
No.
No. Just tell me later.
No.
So the Kirby Jr., it's like a funnel, and when it drops, it like funnels down, and when it drops past the funnel, it passes a sensor. And when the sensor is interrupted, it counts it as one tablet, and it dumps into like a tray at the bottom. And so it counts it for you as you're pouring it in. You stop at 90, pull the tray out, dump it into a vial, put the lid on. And then we do pre-counts where we do a bunch of that all ahead of time and put a sticker on it so that we can just scan and sticker. And so we already have the label when we start the patient's stuff currently, but that's about to change to the way that you described it, where we scan what we have and the patient's label pops out and we sticker it. We're also getting a robot machine, which is what you said about me building presentations for machines that I want to buy. We're getting an automated robotic machine that will fill almost all of our prescriptions for us. But we still have to manage the machine, and there will be some stuff that we have to fill manually. And
so you're not letting anyone go?
No.
Okay.
And then you said they get shipped out. So after we fill them, the pharmacist, after we fill them, it goes to the shipping department. The shipper, we just call it shipping, like ship this or whatever, not pack out is what you called it, I think. But it's just interesting that other places that have shipping or logistics like that, they have different words for things, like they call it something different. They will scan the patient's prescription label in our shipping system, which is a different program, and that will bring up their address and print shipping label based on the weight of the package. So we'll put all of their stuff on a scale. It prints out the label, we put it on the package that it'll fit in, but we don't pack it, we send it to the pharmacist, and the pharmacist does a final check on it before putting it in the package and sealing it up.
Oh.
And then we have a courier that comes and picks it up every day. And then on admin days, is that everything that you said for pharmacy tech?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes there's like side work and stuff, like
side quests.
Things. Yeah, side quests.
I've been thinking about my life like that a lot.
I was gonna say, if you have things you don't like to do, just think of it like a side quest, and that might help. yeah, like stickering things, unboxing things, taking the boxes out to the trash, reorganizing things, whatever. On admin days, I do sit at my desk, which is upstairs, so it's separate from the filling area.
It was air conditioned?
It is air conditioned.
I was right.
Got that one right. One point for me. And there my primary thing is really to manage all of our licenses for every state.
Yep.
So we're licensed in every state. Like our pharmacy is licensed in every state, and I just manage those licenses and renew them when they're due. And if I have to go to our head pharmacist or the president for signatures, I do that. Make payments on those renewals. And then I also, on my admin days, I order supplies for bathroom, kitchen, filling supplies, shipping supplies, and like basically anything that's not drugs, I order.
Drugs.
But I also have the ability to order drugs if our lead technician, drugs. That's what we call them in pharmacy, is drugs, which is interesting. That's probably another misconception. Yeah, if our lead technician can't order drugs, then
what would be the alternative to drugs? Medicine? I think I said medicine. You have a medicine wall. You have a drug wall.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, that's just the technical term for it.
Are you a drug dealer then?
Yes.
Oh,
Legally.
you heard it here first, folks.
And yeah, so I order supplies. I can order drugs if I have to. And lately I've been helping like implement some new stuff. So I come up with ideas and I present them, and if they work out, they work out. So yeah, I actually was thinking, so that part, the admin part, the technical job title for that is administrative assistant, but that doesn't really cover what I do. And recently we got a new contact with one of our clinic networks that we work with. And when I saw her job title, I was like, oh, that kind of explains what I do, which was logistics manager.
Oh.
Because logistics is all about like implementing new protocols and like procedures and, you know, making things better and easier and more efficient.
Right, more efficient, I was going to say that.
And I do a lot of that, so that's more, I think that's a little bit more. Because like when I call to like request demos on like a new machine you want.
Do they ask you what your title is?
They ask me what my title is. And administrative is just like, I feel like they think I'm just secretary. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I have more of a say in whether this goes up to the president and the owners than they think. Mm-hmm. You know, at just administrative assistant. But yeah, that's what I do. Did I cover everything for admin, what you said?
Pretty much. I think so.
Okay, I know I'm going to be listening back to this and I don't want to be like, damn, I should have commented on that. There's something funny you said in admin. So you file permits and
licenses, and you come up with PowerPoints.
Oh, I come up with
PowerPoints to the higher ups.
We talked about that.
On what you want them to buy.
Yeah.
You did a really good job. I have no idea how to explain my job. It makes sense to me, but I don't think it'll make sense to anybody else.
Okay, was it my turn then?
Well, no, do your misconceptions.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you wrote them down, I forgot.
I did write a couple of them down. But tell me if you think of more while we're talking about this. Or like troubles you have with the pharmacy, and I'll probably try to debunk them.
Well, it took me a while to figure out that sometimes when like your prescription isn't ready, and this is like pharmacy tech too, not necessarily a pharmacist. Wait, that's the same thing. Pharmacy technician and pharmacy tech. Like someone at like Walgreens or like CVS. Like I know it's different, but like I would see your job and like, oh, it's just like, and then you're like, no, it's not. It's not like that. But anyways, going back to like at Walgreens or at CVS, where I thought they specifically were denying my prescription.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I found that's the insurance.
Yes. Okay, so that is one of my misconceptions actually. The misconception is that everything that happens at the pharmacy is the pharmacy staff's fault. And I would rebuttal to say not a single thing that happens at the pharmacy is a pharmacy staff member's fault. We do not have control over whether the prescription gets filled, whether that's store policy, law, or insurance. We don't have control over how many you get or how often you can fill it.
That too, I was like, I need more than this.
Yeah. That's either your doctor, laws, or insurance.
Yeah.
Literally, we're just doing what the doctor has ordered and what insurance will allow us to do.
Okay.
And what the law will allow us to do.
What do you mean the law? What kind of law?
So, for instance, let me think. So controlled substances can't be written with refills.
Can't be what?
Cannot be written with refills.
Oh, like they have to go back to their doctor and get a new
order every time. Yes. And so that's a law that like we can't control that. Like that's doctors cannot write if they write it with a refill. We have to deny that prescription.
Shouldn't doctors know better?
They should know better, but they don't. Oh, that's another one. I should write that down. So another thing connected to that about like things not being the pharmacy's fault is prior authorization. Have you ever heard that? Mm-mm. So I learned about this when I first became a pharmacy tech. If your doctor writes you a prescription for something, say an inhaler, a very specific kind of inhaler, and you take it to the pharmacy and they go, okay, we'll run it through insurance, we'll fill it, whatever, and you're waiting to see when it's ready. Go back home. You call up to see if it's ready, and they say, oh, we've got to get a prior authorization.
Oh, yeah. That happened with one of my medicines. I don't remember which one, but yeah. I did have that.
What happened was they ran it through insurance, and insurance said, this is not our preferred brand, so we're going to need your doctor to write a letter to us proving that you actually really need this medication.
That was from my finger, remember? Mm-hmm. My fingy.
My fingy.
Wow.
So basically, it's so stupid. It's the stupidest thing ever because your doctor wrote a prescription for something you need and the insurance said, but does she really need it though? Like, are you sure? And then you have to wait for that, and you have to wait for the process of insurance returning that or requesting it, and then your doctor returning the prior authorization, which could take days.
Yep. Mine took like almost a week.
Yeah. So it's really a huge part of healthcare where insurance is probably injuring patients in that way.
Oh, yeah.
Because if they really need something and it takes a week for them to get it, what are they supposed to do?
I don't even think about that.
Sometimes people will go around it and pay cash because they have to have it and they can't wait on a prior authorization. And then how much does that medication cost?
Oh, God.
So, let me see what else I got here. Okay, so let's go back to the basics. Pharmacist versus pharmacy tech is a big misconception. Pharmacist is to doctor as pharmacy tech is to nurse.
Okay.
So we assist the pharmacist. They still have all of the calling the shots. They have all of the knowledge on the law. They have knowledge on how medications interact and how they work in the body. The pharmacist goes to school for roughly 6 to 8 years. It depends on when you went to school because older pharmacists didn't have to have a PhD, I believe. I might be mixing this up. Some of our pharmacists have a master's and some of them have a PhD.
Ooh.
And so it depends on what was required when you were in pharmacy school. But it could be 6 to 8 years of school.
Jesus.
And 4 of them at least were pharmacy school. Like strictly pharmacy school.
Oh my God.
And I think people think that what we do behind the counter is just look at a piece of paper and go, oh, 60 pills. Grab the bottle, pour out 60 pills, put it in a bottle. Here you go. That's why they're so upset when their prescription's not ready.
Yeah.
But that's not at all.
Put it in the bottle.
That's not at all what it is. And I think if people understood that, like, pharmacy is such a bad industry to work in because people do not understand it and they abuse pharmacy employees because of it. If people just understood how pharmacy worked a little bit better, they would not treat pharmacy employees the way they do. Like I said, nothing that happens behind the counter is in our control. Mm-hmm. If we have it and we're allowed to fill it by the doctor's insurance and law, we'll do it.
Yeah, and I've seen that. I've seen people be rude.
Yeah.
With the pharmacy techs or even the pharmacists, like at Walgreens, like fucking yelling at her.
Treating them like they're not even humans.
And she must have, this must happen a lot. She was kind of like, I'm sorry, like, have a great day. Okay, have a great day. Like, thank you so much for coming. Like, have a great day. And he's just yelling at her, and I'm like, oh my God. Right?
Yeah, it does. It happens a lot. And I've told people I'll never go back to retail. I'm so blessed to live. I am so
to live in a world where I can choose what I want to do for work.
For real. I am so blessed.
Honestly, yes.
I'm so blessed to work in a pharmacy where I don't have to deal with patients face to face. I do sometimes have to answer the phone for them, but our patients get their most of our patients get their medications for free, so they're not disgruntled. Like, it's covered by their employer basically. So, where was I at? When you drop off a prescription or when your doctor sends it in, a technician will enter it into the system, and they have to make sure they have all the information entered correctly, your name, your date of birth, how the prescription was written, if it can be substituted for a generic, and so on and so forth. Then you have to run it through insurance, and insurance might say, well, we're not going to cover 90 days, you have to fill it for 30 days. So
when you say run it through insurance, what is that? Like, do you email them? Do you...
No, our system is connected to an insurance like portal, basically.
Oh, cool.
So you put in that patient's name, date of birth, all that correctly, and then on their profile you enter their insurance information, which is like group number, bin number, whatever, the name of their insurance. And so when you run it through insurance receives a notification that this person with this insurance package is trying to run a prescription for this much, whatever, from this pharmacy.
How long does it take for...
It's instant.
Oh, wow, cool.
I'm pretty sure it's a computer system that either denies or
okay.
based off of what's included in the package. So if they see that and they're like, okay, we're not going to fill 90 days, we're going to fill 30 days. So then the tech has to go back in, fix that, run it again. Then they might say, well, we're not going to actually do 30 days. Well, we'll do 30 days, but it has to be this generic.
It's like you're fighting with like a
computer.
Robot. Yeah.
Yes. So
like vouching for the customer. You don't even know. You're fucking like, they're fucking yelling at you.
Literally like 80,
like, dude, I fought with a fucking computer for this.
Really, 100%. Like 80% of retail pharmacy is trying to get insurance to cover your medication.
Wow.
Like, we don't want to have to charge you for it. We will make it as cheap as possible if we can. If we have to change the generic to a different kind, or if you take a 5 milligram tablet and taking 2.5 milligram tablets is cheaper, we'll do that. Yeah. Like, we want to be able to help you. That's what we get into pharmacy for. So anyway, after we get done fighting with insurance and they finally approve it for whatever your copay is, it gets sent to a verifying pharmacist. And in some retail pharmacies, they have like a remote person who will verify them, a remote pharmacist who will verify them electronically. And for some, it will be the pharmacist that's in-house that day. So they are on the computer going through the ones that you entered into the system, verifying that you put everything in correctly and changing it if it isn't. And then if that gets changed and you have to run it through insurance again, that might be another stop where in the flow of things, you know, and we've already spent how much time now on this one prescription and we may not even be able to fill it yet. So you think we're just going to take this piece of paper back there and counting out 30 pills and dumping it in a bottle. We've not even scratched the surface yet. The verifying pharmacist, if they see that the doctor wrote it incorrectly, which happens because doctors are dumber than you think, and that's alarming, and we'll talk about that.
Grey's Anatomy taught me that.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
I'm kidding. I bet they fuck a lot.
Yeah.
With each other.
If something's wrong, like...
And ghosts. Izzy.
If something's wrong and they're like, okay, they wrote this medication, but this patient has also been on this medication and they interact, then the pharmacist has to call the doctor.
Oh my God. See, okay. Good. There's like another second pair of eyes.
Yes.
Set of eyes.
Yes. A pair of eyes.
Yeah.
But that's just not the phrase.
I know.
And then there could be 100 other things wrong with it that the pharmacist may have to call the doctor for clarification or to advise a different prescription or something like that. And then if they prescribe something else, then we have to go back to the start.
Yeah.
Entering it, running it through insurance, blah, 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 blah. So then once it finally can get to filling, a label prints on a printer, at least in the retail pharmacy that I worked at. Some of them are different. Or I guess you could go through a queue and have it print as you go. You would then go grab the bottle that it's for, count it out. Sometimes you're pouring liquid. Sometimes you're making a reconstituted like powder and saline or whatever, or powder and water. And then it goes like in a little bin. And you may take pictures of it when you're filling it, depending on what kind of machine they have. And then a pharmacist has to check it again once it's filled. So then the pharmacist will check again. They're supposed to be just checking for quality to make sure you filled it correctly, but they may also check again for interactions, for the way the doctor might have written it incorrectly, for if you can't take this while you're pregnant, so then when the patient comes in, I have to make sure they're not pregnant, so on and so forth, or could not be pregnant, basically. So then if that final check goes through, they bag it and they put it in a bin, and then that's when you can come pick it up. So it's not just going back and grabbing some pills and dumping them in a bottle. sorry to break it to you.
Fooled me.
Yeah. I think a lot of pharmacy is going to be heading more towards robotic pharmacy and like AI pharmacy. But AI's got to come along way before we can trust them with like patient care.
Right, yeah.
So
Thankfully, yeah.
Yeah. So kind of related to that, another misconception is like when you go to the doctor and they're like, okay, I'm going to send in this prescription for you. The doctor may tell you, oh, you should be able to get it in like 30 minutes or whatever. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Okay, that's
Do not listen to your doctor when they say that. They should not be telling you that. They should know the status of the pharmacy industry right now and know that that's not going to be 30 minutes.
I'm like, yeah, I should be ready in like a couple, like literally I was told that like here in a couple of hours. I'm like, okay, bet. Wasn't ready for like 2 days, like almost 2 days, a day and a half or something like that.
There's so many reasons for that. That could be, the process I just explained. You could be waiting on a prior authorization. Mm-hmm. Insurance might say they want something else, so then the pharmacist has to call the doctor back to switch it to something else. It could be that the pharmacy staff is so short-staffed that they have one pharmacist on staff and they have 500 prescriptions waiting to be filled and no technicians. That's how it was during COVID and even a long time after COVID, and still people don't want to work in retail because it's abusive. Mm-hmm. So
stop abusing your retail workers, geez.
Yeah, for real. But also don't believe your doctor when they say, oh, I'll be ready in a couple hours. Don't take their word for it. Take the pharmacy's word for it because they're the ones actually doing the work on it.
Just kidding.
So people will come in and be like, well, my doctor said it would be ready in 30 minutes. Like almost every single patient would say that. Or we haven't even received it yet from the doctor. And we're like, we don't see a prescription for you yet. And they're like, my doctor said, I watched my doctor send it to you. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you did. And she's probably just typing notes in her computer about you and how crazy you are. But,
and demanding.
For real.
And self-centered.
Seriously. And so just don't listen to what your doctor says. They're not the ones working at the pharmacy. They don't know how it goes. Doctors are like, don't understand pharmacy almost as much as regular people.
Don't tell us that.
They don't.
Don't tell us that.
They don't take a pharmacology, like, I mean, they have to know about medications, but they don't know how pharmacy works. They should have, in my opinion, they should have to do a clinical, what do they call it? When they're in training, they have to go and do real life, I'm pretty sure it's called clinical. They have to go like do real life training in hospitals and stuff like that.
Like a fellowship? Like an intern?
Kind of like an intern. They should have to do that one time in pharmacy. At least a couple of weeks. Just to see what it's like on the other end.
Yeah.
Of where they're sending prescriptions. Or at least like...
Or sometimes my doctor would be like, I'm sending this in today, make sure you keep up, like download the app or wherever you're going and, they should let you know when it's ready.
Yeah, that's much better. Communicate with your pharmacy and ask them when it's going to be ready. Don't take your doctor's word for it. Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, did you know?
We have merch.
Merch.
Like really nice and cheap merch.
Really nice and cheap.
Like t-shirts are like $15.
$15.
And we have magnets for $5 and stickers for $5.
Yep.
That's the cheapest thing on the store. We also have phone cases, hoodies, hats. Do it for the matriarchy merch, which those t-shirts are around $15. So go check that out. You can find it in our link tree on our Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Or if you can't find it, just message us and we'll help you.
Get one for yourself, your mom, your dad, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your kids, your grandma, your grandpa, aunt,
your
uncle,
brother, your
cousins.
Sister. Ready.
Everybody.
All right, go check it out.
Okay, bye.
All right, back to where we were.
HIPAA.
HIPAA, yes. HIPAA, people think that like any little piece of information, like, okay, there was this video going around not so long ago of a guy standing outside the Methodist hospital, like on the corner, not even outside the hospital, like on the corner.
Our Methodist hospital?
Or like where that hospital is, not even in front of it.
Oh, okay.
And he was in a hospital gown.
Oh, shit.
He was like in the middle of the intersection. People were posting video of it. And then people in the comments were like, this is a HIPAA violation, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like,
how is it a HIPAA violation?
No, it's not. Like, people are thinking just because he's in a hospital gown that this is medical information. But that's not the case at all. Like, first of all, we don't know for sure he came from Methodist. Second of all, we don't know his name. We don't know what his condition is. Like, those are pieces of HIPAA
information.
Who in their dumbass minds would think that's a HIPAA violation? That literally makes no sense.
Right.
HIPAA stands for...
Oh, sorry. I was thinking about what Travis just texted me.
Health
Information Protection Acknowledgement Act. It's Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. But anyway, so basically for it to be a HIPAA violation, you have to have like released this information that you were not privy to, or that you don't have patient's information to share to someone else. And it has to be like, generally rule of thumb is like 2 pieces of information. Like just their name is not going to be HIPAA.
Right.
Their name and a medication they're taking is HIPAA. Would be a HIPAA violation. Their name and their address would be a HIPAA violation. Their name and their doctor's name would be a HIPAA violation. Maybe. So it's funny sometimes I see things online where I'm like, people are like, this is a HIPAA violation. And it's like, it's not though. Like if it's not personal information about that person, then it's not. Medication cost is a big misconception. Because I work in a private mail order pharmacy, I can look when we're ordering drugs, I can see what they cost at wholesale price, like what the wholesalers are charging us. We only charge like a 30% upcharge. Walgreens and other retail stores, they're charging like 120% upcharge on stuff.
Jesus.
So like, for instance, let's say generic Viagra, sildenafil. Sildenafil 15 milligram tablet from a wholesaler would be like, I don't know, let's say 5 cents per tablet. That's a good, like, easy number, right? So 5 cents per tablet for a 90-day supply would be $4.50. But Walgreens, they're going to charge out the ass because they know that insurance is required to pay for a portion of it. So
they're trying to get money not only for the insurance, but from the patients too.
Walgreens will say they'll charge $1.20 per tablet.
So what was once $4.50 is now $108.
And so the insurance may cover, say, 80% of that.
Wait, is that right? Yeah.
Which would be $86, but that would still leave you with a $21 copay when the original cost of the medication was $4.50.
Walgreens.
So they're dipping in insurance's pocket. Well, every retail pharmacy, they're dipping in insurance pockets and they're dipping in the consumer's pockets.
They got to make money somehow. They're profitable for a reason. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ.
But what's crazy is one of the biggest problems in pharmacy is that they're these huge corporations that make tons of money off of insurance companies and off of patients. And then they do not pass that wealth down to the employees. They don't care about their employees or how burnt out they are or the things that they're asking for change on. They do not treat their employees well, period. I'm in a pharmacy group on Facebook, and there have been times people who work for Walgreens where they'll get a letter saying, oh, we overpaid you 2 weeks ago. We overpaid you $1,000, and they have to pay it back.
Shut up.
Mm-hmm. Like somebody made a mistake in payroll and they have to pay it back. Sometimes bigger than $1,000. Yeah. Or like, we calculated your bonus incorrectly.
I am shooketh. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yep. That goes to show you how much they don't care about their employees or their well-being.
Oh my God, it's awful.
Yeah. So I think you...
After like an hour.
Yes. So Angelica's an accountant. I don't know what kind, if there is a kind. A staff accountant? No.
Technically, my title went from staff accountant to general ledger accountant, but...
I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I think you do is... Well, you work at
just like this.
You work at a company that does plumbing and HVAC. So you're doing accounting for a company with multiple locations. And
how many?
8?
No.
More than that?
Yeah.
12.
Yep.
Yes. I knew it was something like that. You just acquired locations though, didn't you?
We acquire and then some we like start out on our own.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you come in, you clock in, you sit at your desk, and you fight with your coworkers.
Yeah.
and you put your AirPods in.
I actually had a dispute with someone, my coworker, not like a real dispute, but like a snippy dispute on Friday.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about that later.
Okay. You put your AirPods in, and the first thing you have to do is you check your email.
Okay.
Why are you laughing? We're shaking the camera.
No, Bolin is, I think.
No, I think it was us too. I think it's up against the table. And then you put in invoices into a system that you guys use.
What kind of invoices?
Are
we paying or are they paying us?
Well, both, because you're not accounts receivable or payable, right?
So why would I be entering the invoices?
That's true. So maybe you're just checking on them to make sure they're right.
I used to do AR and AP. I still do AR a little bit, but I don't.
What does AR stand for?
Accounts receivable.
Why'd
you ask me?
I don't know.
It's your own question.
It came to fruition once I talked about it. Let's pull the table back a little bit. Okay. Fuck, I don't know what else you do.
Wow, that's it? Wow.
Hold on. Okay. Oh.
O'Reilly. Just kidding. We like AutoZone around here.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
They're comparable. So month's end is a really long time. Or at least how I remember you talking about it.
Okay.
I'll be like, it's like the second or third week of the month. It's not month's end anymore. And you're like, no, it still is. I'm like, okay, so does month's end ever end? So I don't know.
It varies.
Month's end, you have to balance everything out, make sure you're not losing money, make sure everything checks out, checks and balances.
Okay.
And you sit in on meetings. I don't know why. Why do they?
Wow.
I don't know. Do you make decisions that you would have to know things from the meeting about?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
Not really decisions.
That's
but
the best I got.
Wow.
That's all I know.
Okay.
Sometimes you guys have a cookout.
We did. We had a carne asada last time.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that looks good.
And they called me down, the only Mexican, to flip the tortillas.
I noticed that in the pictures.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So I'm a general ledger accountant, and that means essentially, let me just start off with month's end or whatever. Okay. So obviously at the beginning of each month, we close out the previous month. So I'll start off with the bank statement. So I'll get a bank statement from each of the different locations. We also have like other businesses that don't really have a location. So like we'll have like our BB Transport location, which is in charge of all the vehicles. So essentially it's split between me and a coworker now, but I used to all do this by myself. But there's essentially like, if I had to guess, like 20 plus bank statements that have to be reconciled. This is hundreds of thousands of dollars we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like millions, even if you combine all of them. Mm-hmm. So we have to reconcile those. And then once they are reconciled, we do intercompany. So we have like essentially like a hub location for many of them, not all of them, that then take in the expenses and then we essentially expense it out to the different locations. Kind of like invoicing in a way.
Yeah.
And so that all has to be into the correct buckets of expenses. So once we do that, once we ensure that's all taken care of, we look at the financials, so the balance sheet, the income statement, and if something is wrong, we reclass it using a journal entry, which is where the general ledger comes in. And debits and credits, it has to all balance.
I did say balancing a couple times.
Yes. So we make any entries that need to be made on our own. So our job is to look over the balance sheet and the income statement, like I said, for each of the different locations, each of the different businesses. And once we do our own checks, then we go have a meeting with our boss, and then he'll have more corrections for us. Once those corrections are made, then we meet with the CFO and the district manager, and then they'll have more corrections for us. And then we meet individually with the managers of each location. So during this meeting, they have to explain like why their numbers are where they're at. So expenses, cost of equipment, cost of parts, sales, like why they fell short or, what they did throughout the month to get them where they are. And I don't usually like have to say anything in those meetings. I'm usually just listening. But if a correction needs to be made, I obviously need to be paying attention. Or if they have a question as to why something is the way that it is, I have to like know. Or I have to like figure it out, like problem solve or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm also in charge of keeping track of all of our fleet vehicles. I used to be in charge of depreciating our assets. So like our computers, again, like the vehicles, the furniture, the leasehold improvements, stuff like that. Making sure that was stayed on schedule. Something like, what do I do?
You've already said a lot.
Yeah. And then if I have time, I'll hop in and do invoices for accounts receivable. So like when a technician goes out to a customer's house, they have their iPads, which then are connected to our system. And then we just go in and make sure it's invoiced correctly, coded correctly with the correct amount. And yeah, I used to post finance payments. So if we were like installing a new furnace or new AC, they'd have to apply for financing options. And then once we get that in, just enter into the system.
Wow.
So it's a lot of, now I use more of my accounting degree, and there's a lot more like knowing the ins and out of the business, essentially.
Like nuance?
No, not nuance per se. But it's
bigger picture.
Yeah. It's definitely a bigger picture. And I'm closer, obviously, to the controller, the CFO, the CEO. And it can be a lot. Yeah. So like some months we're done within the second week of the month. This last month, we were finished literally on the last day of the month.
Damn.
Yeah. Sometimes it just takes longer. I mean, we have quarter end. Mm-hmm. So they have to count the inventory. Oh, and then also enter inventory. I don't do that anymore. What's that part? My counterpart. Jesus Christ. Co-part. Yeah. So,
misconceptions?
Misconceptions. When I tell people I'm an accountant, they think I do taxes.
Oh, yeah. I could see that.
And then they ask me for help on their taxes. And you
be asking other people for help on your taxes.
I need to ask other accountants for help on my taxes.
Right.
No, but I mean, and I tell them like, look, I'm not one of those accountants. Like I do have some knowledge from school, but like, I don't know exactly. Like,
you don't know tax laws.
No, I don't know. I don't know tax laws.
Deductibles, not deductibles. What's the word? Deductions.
I kind of do understand deductions. I mean, it's not that hard either. Like if you just read, like TurboTax explains. You just read. But yeah, I mean, I'll still help people anyway. I'll tell them like, hey, if you have to owe or anything like that, I don't know. I'll help with whatever. So yeah, they think I do taxes or let's see. A lot of the times, so people think that accountants work for like these tax firms, which you can be a staff accountant and work for those specifically. But also keep in mind, like if you're going to school for accounting, don't let that like narrow yourself into just thinking you have to work for those accounting firms. Cause that's what I thought. Going to school, I had to work for like the top 4, like the big 4 accounting firms. And if I didn't, then like, what the fuck was I doing?
Right.
You have to understand that each business is going to need an accounting department.
Right. So you can work in a business that you believe in.
Yeah, you can work for literally anybody.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, it'll look a little bit different than what you learned in school, but you'll still use a lot of that knowledge that you had to learn in school. But yeah, you can work for small businesses. You could become a controller. Like you don't need to work for these financial firms. But yeah, I mean.
Any other misconceptions?
What did you say? Okay, so before I was doing general ledger stuff, it was pretty mundane work. So I was listening to like podcasts and other things because it was just so like mind-numbing almost.
Yeah.
But now that I do more higher up stuff, I kind of have to pay attention.
Yeah. You have to make more decisions and you have to be more present.
Yeah, and like so like our system, if you make a mistake, you can't just delete it or erase it or whatever. It keeps track. So it keeps tabs on everything. So like if you debit something, you have to credit to get it out, but then you debit it again, it'll show and it'll always be there. So like I have to take accountability for my mistakes, my actions, whatever I enter, because I mean your name's on it. So like if a manager is looking up a report and it has your name on it, they're gonna go to you. So like they come to me and they're like, hey, can you just explain like why you did this or why this is here? So yeah, I mean,
Are you able to make notes like when you make a mistake, like, oh, entered that incorrectly? That's stupid. Why wouldn't they have a system like that?
I know. There is a section where you can put description, but it's not very long. And when you print out certain reports, it cuts off. So yeah, take care of vehicle leases too. Yeah, I mean, I trained our 2 newer employees. Like my boss says, it's not really like sexy work. That's what he calls it. He was like, it's not really sexy work. And I'm like, I didn't come here to
be sexy.
I came here to get a paycheck, sir.
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean,
that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
It is.
Lynch.
It is pretty cool because I mean, like, it is pretty cool to be a part of a department where you are that close to like. You're speaking to the CFO about these
You're
big
not like
decisions.
on the second floor and they're on the 15th floor or something like that.
Like I have a direct connection, and I mean I could learn a lot from them, and I still am. I'm just trying to be like a sponge and observing everything and why they make certain decisions. Sometimes I'm like, well, that's stupid, but then I'm like, oh, I mean, yeah, I guess. Like, so
that's cool.
Is it?
Do you work with HR at all?
No,
because like some positions in HR, they have a say in like. The well-being of the company, like financially or otherwise.
Nope.
Interesting.
Nope.
Okay, well, I think we have enough. I don't think we need to do a BuzzFeed
I was going to
quiz.
say, mine was pretty quick because...
Yeah.
I feel like, though, in reality, when I tell people what I do, I kind of just give, like, these big words. Like, oh, yeah, the balance sheet and the income statement, which is true.
Yeah.
But, like, I know it goes over people's heads.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fine. You don't need to understand what I do.
Yeah, that's true.
Like that one, like Stephanie's friend that we went out on Friday with. He was like, so what do you do? And I was like, I'm an accountant. He goes, an accountant? Like, an accountant? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, oh, like, for what company? Like, what do you do? And I explained it a little bit. And he goes, I could just see like his eyes just glaze over. And I'm like,
I glazed over a couple times.
Yeah, I understand. And you know, did you know that on TikTok there was like something going on where there's like a song or something where people were saying they were accountants, but they were like strippers?
Yes.
So when I told someone like a long time ago that I was an accountant, they're like, oh, and I'm like, no,
just a real accountant.
No, like an actual
like I sit
accountant.
at a desk.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
I'm trying to remember if I have other misconceptions. I feel like I had another misconception. It's usually just taxes, though. I mean, that's really it.
You could become like a
CPA,
yeah.
Certified
I'm
public
like
accountant.
CNA, CTA.
Yeah, but that's not really necessary where I work. So, like, my company, we're employee owned. So any profit that we make goes back to the employees, and it's a stock market plan, and it's kind of used as a secondary retirement fund. So there's really no need for me to become certified. I could and then work for another company. I just wouldn't need it for the company I am at today. And supposedly my boss really thinks that I could retire as a millionaire, which by the time I retire, is $1 million going to be what it is today? Probably not.
$10,000.
So, I mean, but still exciting. So
yeah, that is exciting.
I love where I work. I like the people I work with. And
yeah, me too.
It's cool.
Yeah.
We recently had a flood from a bathroom upstairs, and it flooded the
At
accounting
a plumbing
department.
place.
Yeah, I know.
How ironic.
I know. So I started calling it the Great Flood of 2024, and it's caught on. Other people have said it too.
That's funny.
Yeah, and so right now we're upstairs, but there's like a bunch of windows, whereas like our old department office didn't have any windows.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go back to being depressed.
I can relate to that. I was gonna say something else. Oh,
Kelsey, you talked a lot.
If you did last episode, I noticed that.
Oh yeah. Oh
you
yeah.
talked more than ever.
There you
go. If you don't love your job, find another one.
Yeah, we've said that before on the podcast.
If you don't love your job, find another one. And I'm not saying quit your job today. I'm saying
no,
be financially responsible, but go look for another job. Go look for something you'll love. And I guarantee you, it will most likely be at a position at a place that's not a corporate business. Find a place that's privately owned or like considered a small business and work for them, because that's where you'll be valued the most.
Yes. Won't just be another number. Something that my coworker told me was, I was looking for a job when I found this one.
Yeah.
I'll find another one.
Yep. I was not looking for home ed when they found me, but I'm so glad they did.
I wasn't looking for my job either. You essentially directed me to them. I don't want to say the name.
Yeah.
I do want to say a little short story before we leave.
Out what I said.
Honestly, yeah. I'm surprised you said it out loud.
I didn't mean to.
I just want to end with a little story time.
Okay.
I don't think I told you this. I went to a concert recently, and between the performers, everyone got up to use the bathroom, right? So we like hurry up and rush and get in line, me and my friends. And I mean, this is like a long line to get to the bathrooms. And this girl had approached my friend's sister-in-law and was like, "Oh my God, I'll pay you $10 right now if you let me cut in line." And my friend's sister was like, "Oh, really? Like you'll do that?" And she's like, "Yeah, like I'll sell it to you right now. Like just please let me cut in line." And she was like, "Okay, it's fine. Don't worry about." Oh no, First she was like, "What about like if you buy me a t-shirt, like a merch t-shirt?" And she's like, "I'll do that. Like I'll buy you a shirt." And they looked at me because I had a shirt, and they're like, "How much was your shirt?" And I was like, "It was $30." And the girl was like, "No, it's okay. Like you don't have to send me any money. Like you can cut in line." Yeah. And I was like, "Hell no, girl, get you your shirt." And the girl that was trying to cut, she was like, I'll send you money for the shirt." And my friend's sister was like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll send you $30." And she was like, "I mean, okay." She didn't think she was going to do it. We went to the bathroom, and the girl got in the stall next to me. And I was like, yeah, she's probably not going to keep her word. Like, how did it go from $10 to 30? Like, she's not going to do that. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. I got out of the stall. She came out of the stall at the same time, grabbed me and goes, "I'm here, so you know that I'm for real. Like, I'm going to follow you with your friend." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I washed my hands, and she stayed next to me. And she waited with me while our friend came back out. And she was like, "Okay, $30, right?"
Yeah.
And she paid her $30.
Wow.
And she went and got her shirt.
Wow.
All because I was like, get you your shirt, girl.
I mean, people will pay for convenience, I guess.
Damn. I was like, you got money.
You got money.
$30 to cut in line?
I mean, think about that being like a fast pass. You know what I mean? Like if you paid for it ahead of time.
I guess.
I'd pay $30 for a fast pass if it was like a really big event.
To go to the bathroom, Kelsey.
Oh. I know, but I mean...
No, I know. She probably... Nah. Girl, okay.
She got poo-poo real bad.
She got poo-poo. I was showing how to pee, but... I tried to pee real bad. She's like, "I'm about to piss myself right now."
She's like, "I don't want to do it in front of all these people. I'll pay you $30 to let me."
She did.
Well, and your friend was...
Shout out to that girl for keeping her word.
Your friend was like, "Girl, if you gotta pee, go. I'm not gonna let you embarrass yourself."
She was like, "No, it's okay. Don't worry about it." I'm like, get you a shirt, girl. She did.
Oh, that's good. That was a good story.
Kelsey's over this, so we're going to go.
Well, now I'm thinking about the pool.
We're going to go to the pool.
All right, y'all.
Okay,
See you next week. Bye.